So today we're going to look at our diatonic arpeggios along the E string and A string. We'll just look at them across one octave to start off with. So that means that we're going to be looking at the notes, the root, third, fifth, and that's it. You know, we're not going to go any further, just for the time being. So let's have a look at our diatonic arpeggios in G major across the fretboard. Now, the thing that's helpful with these, if you know them, they can give you some note choices, or even note choices to come up with your own ideas. So, and play about with riffs and stuff like that. So we've got, if we start with G major, we've got our G major arpeggio, which is, the root is the third fret on the, or in fact, let's look at these in shape. So our major arpeggio is going to be second finger, which is the root note, first finger, which is on a fret down from the root note but on the A string, and then our fifth, which is 3 frets up from our root third. So we got. So we're going to play that. So that's our major arpeggio, and that will pop up across the fretboard. So now that's the first diatonic arpeggio, major. Then our second one is going to be an A minor in this key. So the minor is roots with our first finger, then 3 frets up is our minor third, and then our fifth is just on the fret, string below that but on the fret back. So kind of like, if you think your fifth is where your second note is in your power chord. Same for the major, but your third's there. Okay, so we've got G major, A minor, which is 5, 8, 7. Then we've got another minor, which is B minor, which is going to be 7, 10, 9. So think of them in shape. So you got, so that's major, minor, minor. Then on the 8th fret we've got another major. Then on the 10th fret we've got a minor. Oh, sorry, we've got a major on the 10th fret. So now we've got major, minor, minor, major, major. Then on the 12th fret we've got minor. Then on the 14th fret we've got a diminished, which is same as minor, but instead of playing the 5th where it usually is, bring it down a fret, so you've now got, so your flat 5 is a fret up from your root note but on the next string down, and then you're back to the start from the 15th fret. So you've got major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished, and then you're back to start. And you can carry on up an octave. That's as far as we can go. Okay, cool. So, and you can also play your diminished one down an octave, which is on the 2nd fret, and also your minor as well. So yeah, now if we go through them, we've got G major, A minor, B minor, C major, D major, E minor, F sharp, diminished, and then back to G major. So it's a nice little finger exercise there. You know, try it backwards as well. So there's your major arpeggios. Now the great thing about this is if you wanted, you could do exactly the same thing on the A string. So move everything down a string, and you've now got your diatonic arpeggios in C major. So starting from the 3rd fret of the A. And so on. So you can do the same thing, same shape, move it down a string, and you've got the C major. Now the cool thing is that some of these can actually be shared. So if you think your second arpeggio in G is A minor, but now you also know, because you go along in C, your 6th arpeggio in C is actually A minor too, but you've got it up an octave. So it gives you some like movement around the fretboard to try and find the same notes, and you can play around with riffs. So the next thing that I want to look at, so you've got, I would say, practice this, being able to go, oh, sorry. And also in the C, so. So just going up, and that's a really good exercise, and it also gets you to know the fretboard a bit better and gives you some shapes that you can use when you're playing in those keys. Now the thing is like, yes, you can move it about into any key. So if you wanted to move it to B major, you just start your major arpeggio from the 7th fret or even the 2nd fret of the A string, so, and then do the pattern from there. So you've got major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminish, back to major. But you might want to, if you run out of space here, you might want to try it backwards. So you've got your major, and before that is your diminish, then after that is your minor, then you've got a major, and so on. So yeah, you could experiment with this and see what you come up with. Now, the last thing I wanted to go over is, we know the intervallic structure of a major chord is root, major third, perfect fifth, and the intervallic structure of a minor chord is root, minor third, perfect fifth. Now, this is exactly what we're playing. So when we're playing major, we're playing root, major third, fifth, and when we're playing minor, we're playing root, minor third, fifth. So if we play it from the same place, so 3, we know that to play a major arpeggio, a G major in particular, is major third, fifth, and we can also play G minor because we can play root, minor third, perfect fifth. Now there's some extra ones that you can play. We also know that the diminished one is root, minor third, flat fifth. Cool thing that you can do with the diminished one is if you move it up in minor third, so that's 3 frets at a time, so you've got that typical neoclassical sort of riff sound like. So that might be a cool thing that you can experiment with. So knowing intervallic structure for arpeggios can help you work out other ones. So you think, yeah, you've got major, minor, diminished. Now there's another one called augmented, which is basically a major arpeggio but with a sharp 5 or an augmented 5. So that means that we can start off with that. So we've got root, major third, and we know where our perfect fifth is. So if we sharpen our fifth, it's upper fret. So now we've got this sound: root, major third, sharp 5, which is quite a cool sound. Now, say it just like the diminished arpeggio, this sounds quite cool if you move it up in major third intervals. So rather than 3 frets, up 4 frets at a time. Oh, sorry. Sounds quite cool. You can actually move it up in minor thirds, just sounds a bit different. Sounds a bit odd. It sounds better in major intervals. So then you can then extend. So you've got your major, your minor, your diminished, and your augmented. Now you can extend these to sevenths. So if we think we've got, there's our major, and to make that a major 7, we need to find the root, which is there. And if we play a major 7, the major 7 is just down from the root. So now we've now got a major R7 arpeggio. To make that a dominant 7, you need a flat 7 instead of a major 7 with the rest of the intervals in a major chord. So root, major third, perfect fifth, flat 7, root. That kind of bluesy walking bass line. So major arpeggio is root, major third, perfect fifth, major 7. Dominant 7 is root, major third, perfect fifth, flat 7. next common ones are you take your minor chord, add a flat 7, and then you've got your minor 7. Now if you make that half diminished, or a minor 7 flat 5, all you've got to do is flatten the 5th, so you know you're diminished, and then keep flat 7 in, so you got, so that's root, minor 3rd, flat 5, flat 7. Cool, and then there is another one which belongs to the harmonic minor, which is a minor chord, root, flat 3rd, perfect 5th, but with a major 7. So just to recap, we got knowing your interval structure of arpeggios can help you work them out anywhere on the fretboard. So not just there, you can think, okay, I want to play an F minor 7 arpeggio, so on the A string. So you find your F note, which is on the 8th fret. If we think backwards from 12 or upwards there, just go up your musical alphabet and find F. So from backwards you've got A, G sharp, G, F sharp, F. And then just build it from there. So there's your root, your flat 3rd, you know where that is, your perfect 5th, your flat 7, and then you have it. And then your root again. And you know, the bigger these are, you can sweep them. Then I would say try and work them further and work them across another octave. So you got root, minor 3rd, perfect 5th, flat 7, root, minor 3rd, 5th, flat 7. And there you've got a nice arpeggio that you can try and sweep. And you can even use them in different combinations. And so on. So experiment a little bit. So just to recap, we've got major arpeggios, root, major 3rd, perfect 5th. Minor arpeggios, root, flat 3rd, perfect 5th. I recommend getting a pen and paper and writing this down. Diminished, root, flat 5th, root, minor 3rd, flat 5th. Augmented, root, major 3rd, sharp 5th. Okay, and then we're extending them to 7s. Major 7 is root, major 3rd, perfect 5th, major 7. A dominant 7 is root, major 3rd, perfect 5th, flat 7. A minor 7 is root, minor 3rd, 5th, flat 7. And then we've got a half diminished, or a minor 7 flat 5, which is root, flat 5, root, minor 3rd, flat 5, flat 7. Here's some bonus ones to try. Write down the formula and see if you can work them out on the guitar. So you've got, one we already went over, which was root, minor 3rd, 5th, major 7, which is a minor major 7 arpeggio. And then we've got, try this one, root, minor 3rd, flat 5, a double flat 7. So take your flat 7 and move it down a fret again. So root, minor 3rd, flat 5, double flat 7. It's the same sound as a major 6, if that helps, which gives us our diminished 7 or full diminished chord. And here's another one to try, root, major 3rd, sharp 5th, major 7, which gives us an augmented 7 chord. Cool, and there's loads of other arpeggios out there, but that will get you started. So hopefully this gives you an insight to some diatonic arpeggios plus some extra arpeggios and how you can work them out on the fretboard. Get experimenting with them, start moving around. You might be able to come up with some riffs or melodies using some of these. See what you come up with. I hope you enjoyed the lesson, and I'll see you next time.